And welcome to the second portion of the Cal Imperfect Strong Verb. If you look on page 169 or 15.5 of your textbook, you'll see there a paradigm that gives you a number of Cal Imperfect declensions of verbs. And one thing you'll notice is that once you memorize the Cal Imperfect Strong paradigm, you will be able to identify or parse all of the Cal Imperfect Strong verbs, because once you know that paradigm will serve you well, and you'll be able to identify and parse all of your Cal Imperfect Strong verbs. Now, with the imperfect inflection of stative verbs, and what you may want to do with regard to the transitive, intransitive, and stative verbs is to go back to chapter 13 and 13.2 or page 139 in my textbook. You'll find there a summary of the transitive, intransitive, and stative verbs, defining them, what do they mean, why are they important, and you might want to go back and just brush up on that, because with the Cal Imperfect stative verbs, you're going to find that the imperfect inflection of stative verbs, the stem vowel is going to be patha, regardless of the stem vowel in the perfect. So that stem vowel is always going to be marked by the patha, and so that will be important for you to remember and good information for you to have. Now, here's a stative verb paradigm. And this has for you the patha stative, the sere stative, and the holum stative. See if I can get this thing to stop going back and forth on me here. There's no holum stem vowel like with a strong, but rather the patha is going to be there. And the pathic stem vowel and the imperfect strong verb identifies this as a stative verb. So when you see that pathic there and that stem vowel, it's going to identify or trigger for you that, hey, this is a pathic stative, or this is a stative Cal imperfect verb. And that's just important information for you to have as you translate. Now, another thing that you're going to begin to run into, and that is the negative particles, L and low, or al and low. Now, here up at the top, the imperfect can be negated with low. This negative particle is always placed immediately before the verb, and it can negate the verb, or it may be used with the imperfect for an absolute or permanent prohibition, as in these following examples. We have lo tirzach, you shall not kill. And then you have lo tanap, you shall not commit adultery. And with the use of lo, these are permanent, forever prohibitions. Killing, taking the life of someone that's not threatening you or without a legitimate reason, that is always wrong. And adultery is always wrong. These are not situational. They're not conditional. It's always thou shalt not kill, or you shall not kill, or you shall not commit adultery. Then the imperfect can also be negated with al. This negative particle is used with the imperfect to express an immediate, specific, and non-durative or non-permanent prohibition. Like this first one, al tara, you shall not fear, or do not fear. It's not telling you that you shall never fear. It is wrong for you to fear. There is never an occasion for you to be afraid. It's just saying, as in this case, Genesis 15:1, it's just saying in this particular situation, this particular moment, do not fear. And then Jeremiah 27:14, al tishmu el dabara navachim. Do not listen to the words of your prophet. Now, of course, we know that it's going to be right to listen to the words of the prophets in some cases or some situations. But in this moment, for this particular time, in this specific situation, do not listen to the words of your prophets. So when you see lo, you know that lo is going to indicate permanent or enduring. Never kill, never commit adultery. And then when you see al, do not fear in this particular situation or specific or immediate moment. Do not listen to the words of your prophets in this particular case or situation. And that's going to be noted with al. So no is enduring. Al, or I'm sorry, lo, translated no, is no in an enduring way, and al is no in an immediate and sometimes temporary or specific situation. Now, the paradigm for the Cal Perfect Strong, and I'm waiting for this to pan back out. The Cal Imperfect Strong, there we go. When you parse this, you're going to have your stem, which is Cal, and right now Cal is the only stem that you know. So whenever you are taking a quiz or your final and it asks for a stem, give me Cal. It's an automatic given because the right answer will always be Cal. And then the conjugation, the only two conjugations that you have to this point are perfect or imperfect. So according to the paradigm, or I'm sorry, according to the verb, and its prefixes and suffixes, it's going to either be imperfect or perfect, and that's its conjugation. And then person, gender, and number, third masculine plural, in this particular case. And this is it's from and then it's often you're going to find that your paradigm asks you for the lexical form or the root. I do not require this of you because I don't know each of your personal situations. I don't know if you have the ability to give me a Hebrew font on your computer, so we're just kind of bypassing that. But I am asking for a translation. Ish ma'ah. That's the Cal imperfect third masculine plural from Shema, and it's translated they will hear. There we have our imperfect. They will, future tense, they will. It's incomplete. They will hear. Then this next word, imlek, is a Cal imperfect third masculine singular. It's from the root or lexical form milik, and you're going to translate it we will rule. And so when I ask you for your parsing, that's what it's going to look like. Now this ends our Cal imperfect strong section, and I'll be right back with the imperfect week.